Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Excite Racing League's coverage of the Tier 6 division coming round Catalonia in Spain. My name is XRL Michaels, and I'm joined by my usual Tier 6 compatriot, F1 Speed. And tonight, whereas it's going to be an interesting race once again for this division, chances of rain in the race.
Yeah, another rain race for them then. 21%, nearly the same as last week in China, so it could be like last week at the end where it can just pour it down, which would make this race even more exciting than it's already going to be.
You have the championship table on the screen right now, and a couple of absentees first of all, which did not have not participated in qualifying. It's Helking Tomo, the usual division head, as well as Motorsport Nerd, who's missed the second race in a row. Now, if Motorsport Nerd does miss another race for no reason, because he hasn't given a reason, then he will be replaced by somebody else. Tomo, this is just a week which he cannot turn up to, which is a shame, but we've still got 12 drivers here around the track, and the championship table looks as such. Super Bra and the Red Bull had a very good championship so far, currently leading the championship on 52 points. Has had one win so far, and that was the win in Bahrain. Also had a third and a fourth, third being in Malaysia and fourth in China. Didn't score in Australia, but those last three races definitely shows that he's got the pace to be up at the front, and he will be at the front probably at the end. And then you got XRL Patronus on 51 points. Now he's been very consistent, apart from the only 2 points, the 9th place in Bahrain. But he's had a win under his belt as well as a pole position. So, plus he's the front man in Mercedes, which at the start of the season I thought these two would be, him and his teammate would be very close. But it seems not to be the case at the moment. Actually, if you go through the rest of the table, Wes, if you've got it.
Yes, I got it. You were going from front to back, weren't you? You weren't doing a bobbit, you were doing it.
On top down.
You were doing it the right way around. He was doing it the weird way or the wrong way around yesterday, which threw me off a bit.
Yeah.
So we do go to the other Red Bull, which is in third of Schumacher IMA. Before this season actually started, he hadn't had a podium for a whole season, which is a bit of a shame for him, but he's turned his fortunes around. He also is the Season 5 F4 champion, all the way back then, 3 seasons ago now, but in, what was it, China and then in Bahrain, he got his first podium, I believe, of the season and for quite a long time, and then last week in China, very, very close finish, you have to say. It didn't look it, but if we think back to how it was going down, him staying out on those inters in the last couple of laps, it was quite a close finish. For him to take his first win in well over a season now puts him third in the championship and makes the Red Bull teams leading the championship. And just like last season, the Red Bulls are doing very well. Last season you had Adrian Pornpasti, and who was the second Red Bull? That's a big question. I cannot remember actually. Flash Student, yeah, that's the one. Which were both very good drivers in themselves, and behind Schumacher IMA is Flash Student in the 4th place with 40 points. Only 4 behind Schumacher IMA. Flash Student once again doing very well this season, getting I think 2 podiums already. One being in, I think was it? Did he get one in China?
Yeah, two in the last 2 races, 2 third place, China and Bahrain.
So he's on a roll at the moment of podiums. That's what Flash Student's known for. He has got 9 podiums in his XRL career. Yep, I'm looking at 9. So he's a guy that can score the podiums. Very well, most of the time really. He's very competitive with the podiums. As I watch Toros over there go a bit wide of Moon Tricks, flopping it in the gravel. But 5th is Motorsport Nerd, which had a great start to the season with his win, but ever since then, well, he turned up for Malaysia. But he hasn't done too well as of late, and that's a nice lag spike for Moontrix during the qualifying session. They're really bad, but he's preferring it in quali than you would in the race. But yeah, Motorsport Nerd, not too much to say about him. He did well in the first race, okay in the second one, but really since then he's dropped off. And Mucker, joint 6th basically with Mr. Deeds on 32 points. He hasn't got the win yet, which we all think he's going to get eventually. Well, you never know, he could get it tonight, but himself, how many podiums? He's only got one this season, so he's not done as much as people would say or expect. I probably expected him to get more than one podium already this season, but the best of luck, but he's been there and thereabouts, I have to say. I think he got, was it not too high in China, actually. He didn't do too well there. Seemed like he struggled quite a bit.
Well, he didn't score. He didn't score in China. Wow.
Obviously, big problem there then. Let's see if he can come back tonight with an actual point score. Maybe that's a big blow, I would have to say, for him. But see if he can do any better today. We don't know what his pace is like, Mr. Deeds. Here once again. Really good driver. I need to stop picking him to win races because I think every time I do that, it sort of messes him up. So he's joint sixth with Mucker, but Mr. Deeds, very, very good driver. Hasn't had the best of luck. Don't think he's got any podiums this season so far. I think, no, he might actually. No, he has race one because the McLarens. Yeah, he got one for McLaren 1-2. Yeah, McLaren 1-2 in race one, wasn't it?
That was a crazy race though. That's the only thing.
Yeah, he has had 4 podiums in his XRL career as well. As we move further down, as Daz LFC Gerard, another good driver. He is on his 5th season in XRL. He's been putting in the points here and there, hasn't he? He's been doing quite nice. Hasn't gotten the podium yet. I think he's been in the top 5.
4th place in Australia.
There you go, 4th place. So he has been in the top 5. Might do it again tonight. He's a good driver, Daz LFC Gerard. See if he can, but as he's back to his original gamer tag and everything. So maybe tonight he can continue getting good solid points finishes in 8th for Toro Rosso, the first of them. And then we got to Jism, which is another good driver that can come out of nowhere in some races. He with 24 points in 9th. He is a very good driver in the Williams, the first of the Williamses. That hasn't had the best of luck so far. He also, if I can find where he is on my stats, I don't know why he's disappeared. There you go, 4 podiums in his XRL career. I don't think he's got any this season, but yeah, I think he does better towards the end of the season, so we've got to watch out for him at some point. 10th place is Moontrix with 22 points. Not much to say about him. He's always been there and thereabouts, but sometimes he just doesn't have the best of luck, and I think he's lagged out with 1 or 2. Am I right with that?
Who's that?
Moontrix. Has he lagged out 1 or 2?
Well, no, he's I'd say his championship at the moment, a bit early as it may be, his championship has been hampered by, well, penalties that he's received during the races. His pace is great, but his racecraft, in terms of overtaking and actually battling, is started to concern a few of the drivers and a few of the stewards. He is, he's still learning, of course. I think this is his first season in XRL. So,
yeah.
And he's got 2 5th places in Australia and Bahrain, so it shows that if he can knuckle down and just basically stay out of trouble, then he can score highly.
Yeah, as we move on to King Tom of the Man, that's scoring more and more points as we go. Last season he said he had about 4, not very many, I think it was about 4 points around this time. No, 4 or more. He was getting like a point per race, which he was in the points, but still, this season he's got 22, so it shows how, 21, sorry, so it shows how much he's improved over the course of one season. As we know, in the last season, in the last race of last season, he got his first podium, but he's Tomo, he got 5th or 4th actually, last time out in China. His best result so far this season, I think it was 5th, so he did very well there. Sadly he's not here tonight, which will hamper it a little bit, but he'll be back for the next race in Monte Carlo, I'm sure. Then we go to Ricardo, which sadly the Force Indias, as both of them have been having problems this season. I think Ricardo's lagged out on a few occasions where he's been doing well. He's got 16 points. I think he did quite well in the race 1, I think.
Yeah, got a 3rd place in Australia, and that's only scored 1 point since then, and that was in China.
Wow, so yeah, not the best of going. Maybe he can improve on that today. Then Pure Hamilton XD. I'm not too sure what to say about this one. He was looking quite nice in China, but he hasn't got a podium in his XRL career.
He's like Ricardo. He's suffering a little bit of bad luck at the moment, and he scored 4 points, and that was in the first race. But he hasn't finished the race since the last 3. He's been in them, but he's either been out the points or disconnected during that time. So he definitely needs to get back on some scoring form and fast if he wants to stay. Well, there's no relegation zone in T6, but if he doesn't want to fall behind, he needs to get some scoring form.
Yeah, and then we move on to the final driver of XRL Button, which has 2 points in his championship. I think he hasn't really had the best of luck, has he, in the Force Indias. Force Indias not having the best of time. We'll see how we can do today. Not too much, to be honest, with him. I think he should do. I think he'll get a top 10 possibly tonight, as we do have quite a lot of drivers actually tonight. I think it's 12, so 2 drivers sadly will miss out. That's how it goes.
Drivers. Super Bra currently on pole position, championship leader with a 122.8. The only one in the 122s. He's got a just under 4/10 advantage to Pure Hamilton XD. He's not normally qualified that well, Hamilton. So maybe this is a good track for him.
I did see him practice the other day, and he is quick. So he's quick round here. We'll see how he does. But some drivers are just quick round some tracks, and I think this could be one of his tracks where he's quick. And obviously in qualifying, he is showing it right now. 2nd place is probably the highest Williams has been really in qualifying this season.
Somebody just beaten him, Mr. D. Whoa! Mr. D's has just popped him at 122.8, 0.015 off of pole.
Mr. Deeds showing it.
So Super Bra's got a challenge for pole, and Super Bra is in the pit. So that's his qualifying over.
That's it, yeah. See what Pure Hamilton can do. Did not have a good chicane at all, so possibly not going to go quicker, but he's going to go for another lap with 1:26 to go.
Let's stay on board with Hamilton and go through this track of Catalonia. So into the first corner now. You need to take it at 3rd gear and hit the apex, but he hasn't done so. I don't think it's going to go good in this lap. So through turn 2, turn 3, you need to hold the momentum. The corner just wants to suck you off wide, as you can see Mercedes going off wide there.
Yeah, XRL Patronus.
That's the end of the first set. To turn 4 is quite similar. You need to hold all the speed, it'll go all the way round. And then into this hairpin, taking it 2nd gear, need to hit the apex. Don't go too wide on the exit, because there's the gravel right there. And now it's a tricky little chicane here. You need to hit the apex on the inside, and mind the curve on the outside of that corner there. And now into Cancer corner, long right-hander, taking it 5th gear. He's got a little bit too on the inside there. Open up the DRS. 2 sections of the DRS in this one. Now sector 2, now to sector 3. Very tricky sector this. Starts off with the hairpin, and then a very fast chicane. You've got to mind the bump right there. Long right-hander here, carry the speed. And now this bit here, which they've added on in the last 5-6 years, used to go flat out. Now this very annoying chicane, which he found annoying, and has taken it. I think he's going to pit at the end of this. No, he doesn't. But he's going to go on for another lap. He just has enough time. He nearly improved from his own personal best 23.1, but that's the lap of Catalonia.
Yeah, I don't think many people are going to go any quicker because Mr. Deeds stopped. He pitted, so there's not too many people to go really on their laps. I'm not sure if Pure Hamilton's even going to go quicker.
Schumacher, no, he's on an out lap. Moon Tricks is currently on a 23.4. He's on a lap. No, he's easing off. Is anybody on a lap? Mucker's on a 24.0 and 9th. So once again, Mucker not very good at qualifying. I think that is going to be the end of it. Schumacher's coasting along the chicane.
He's very coasting.
I think that is going to be the end of qualifying, and unfortunately Tomo and Motorsport Nerd are not going to make it in, as I see a Mercedes just going spinning.
Whoop. They're out of the way. I think Pure Hamilton might be on that, but I'm not too sure.
It's a good thing people weren't exactly on the lap, so I'm not sure whether Hamilton was. If he is on a lap and does improve, or does lose time,
I'm not sure. I think he is. No, it's cut that. That's the problem.
He's corner cut it.
That wasn't even much of a corner cut. That's.
No. The Super Bra takes pole by the very smallest of margins in front of Mr. Deeds. That is Super Bra's. That's his first pole. That's his first pole. We've had 5 pole positions from 5 races. Can we
I don't
have
think
5
any.
different winners as well?
Yeah, and no one 5 different winners, and I don't think anyone's won from pole yet this season.
There's only been one who's done that, and that was Schumacher IMA.
Was that last week then?
Yeah,
Wow.
last week in China. So, Super Prime Mr. D's on the front row. Hamilton and Schumacher on the second row. Moontrix and Ricciardo. So the Force India 6th and 7th, not good, not bad in qualifying. The Mercedes, once again, their qualifying record has slipped off. Very close between the pair of them. For less than a tenth of a second. In fact, actually, from quite a bunched up field there. There could be a few surprises. Of course, people are going to be, well, the drivers are going to be very aware that there's a chance of rain in the race. We all know what happened in China last race, which was fantastic for us, but terrible for them because they were, well, bricking themselves because of the rain.
Mate, I was angry about the rain. I was shouting at the screen because no one would change tyre.
You were shouting at the screen because you wanted them to make the right choice of tyre.
Yes.
You got the almost exactly the same. I think it was 27% last time out, and then we got 21. So, the question is the rain going to come down towards the end? How heavy is it going to come down? Or is it starting off raining? No, it's dry. Oh. It'd be interesting if it was raining at the start and then went dry. I don't think we've had that yet. I don't think we've had that at all in any of the divisions where it's gone wet to dry. It's gone dry to wet.
Gone wet to wet.
Wet to wet, yeah. But not anything else. Right, so we have 12 drivers in here. So we run through the grid once again. Superbar and Mr. D's on the front row. The Superbar's first pole position, championship leader, remind you. And his nearest right Vauxhall Patronus is further down the field. Let's hope he can gain some more points and gain the gap on the front of the field. Pure Hamilton starts third. As we said, he needs some very valuable points because he hasn't scored since Australia. He starts third, ahead of the ever-improving Schumacher IMA. Moontrix starts fifth with Ricciardo in sixth. So we've got XRL Button ahead of XRL Patronus. Mucker follows very closely behind his teammate in ninth place. Jism in 10th. We always know that he can come back in the race. Daz LFC Gerard starts 11th, and with Flash Student set his time very, very late on. He was 1.2 seconds off the pace, but he starts 12th. And all of a sudden my throat's really dry. Been talking quite a bit. Who do you reckon is going to win?
I'm going to go with Pure Hamilton.
Again. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've done practice with him, so.
You've done practice with him, so you know. It's kind of cheating, because I didn't do any practice with these guys, so I don't even know. Who do I think? You know what? I'm going to go for Patronus.
So I go Pure Hamilton, you go Patronus.
I think the rain's going to shake up everything.
Yeah, it will.
If it comes down.
But to be honest, the people that got it right last week are Flash Student and Tomo and Mucker. So Tomo's not here, and Flash Student and Mucker are the ones to watch when it gets to the rain part.
Yeah, Patronus went from 9th to 2nd last night out, so. Yeah. Right, I'm going to find out whether these guys are ready. Be right back. ready to go. The countdown has started. Ready for, how many laps is it? 33. 33 laps of the Circuit de Catalunya of Spain, round number 5 of the T6 Championship. Once again, this is going to be an epic race.
Epic race in Tier 6. It is definitely one of the shortest races there is this season. It's just over an hour, literally only just. Well, no, sorry, not even that. No, I'm wrong. It's probably just a lot less than China, so it's probably about just 40 minutes. But now this rain, it's going to be about 45.
That's if it comes down. And there was.
Yeah.
I always go by the symbol, just under the lap counter on the dashboard, and it was the cloud, and it wasn't cloud with rain on it. You know, I'm starting the weather thing once again, but here we are. 3 lights, 4 lights, and 5, and we are away. Away we go. Right, Super Bra had a decent start, but Hamilton had a brilliant start. Better start than Mr. D. He's already passed him coming into turn 1. Can he get past Super Bra? No, he can't. Oh, there's a spinning Force India. I think it might have been Ricardo with a Mercedes by the looks of it. Midfield, Hamilton has dropped off, and
Button.
battling with the button is spun round. So Super Bra and Mr. D have pulled off. Hamilton has dropped off the pace, and it looks like a Toro Rosso. That is Moontrix. Moontrix is 4th. Trying to go up on the inside of Hamilton into the hairpin. Cannot do it. Schumacher IMA on the outside. Coming out into turn, I think number 7 it is. Gels keeping enough space. Moontrix stays in front of Gels. I think he may have tapped Hamilton a bit. And Hamilton has dropped that behind
Tomo's
Schumacher and Ricardo. Tomo's online. It's way too late. We might get him in race 1 when this has all calmed down. But I suppose you calm down a little bit. Apart from the incident between the Force India and the Mercedes at the front.
I literally just got handed my dinner, so I'm so sorry. Literally as the lights went out, my dinner was handed to me.
That's fine. That's fine. Right, so Super Bra leads. Mr. D is in 2nd. Moontrix, great start up into 3rd place. Dropping off Schumacher now. Is looking on the back of Mr. D. This Toro Rosso, maybe he's got some surprising pace underneath him. We've got Schumacher in 4th. Hamilton, who had a good initial start, is now down into 5th place. He might have got hit by Moontrix. We'll have to find out afterwards. Ricardo is 6th. Now who's that at 7th? That is Mucker. Mucker in 7th. So Petronas has dropped back behind, I think it's behind Flash Student in the Ferrari. Yes, he has. So Flash Student has made a good start into 8th. Petronas is 9th. And then you've got Gism in 10th. And then it must be Gerard. And then...
Oh, there's a Red Bull's past Moontrix, so which Red Bull was that? That just went up the inside there. Schumacher into 3rd, sorry. Gets a nice tap from Moontrix. Moontrix trying to come back at him. Oh,
he's not giving him the... he was not giving him the space there.
I think it's because Moontrix tapped him into the corner, that's why. It wouldn't have been right for Moontrix to pass him.
Wouldn't have been right, but still...
Oh my god!
What is he doing? What is he doing now? Oh goodness, he just spun out Schumacher.
I know he's just slammed on the brakes.
He is waiting up for Schumacher, was so good on him, but that, I don't know if that was late brakes and... Oh goodness me. I think there's a broken bit of front wing by someone as well. I don't know if it was late brakes or...
Oh, Schumacher
just spun out the Toro Rosso.
He took out the other one. He took out Daz.
He took out Gerard.
He just took out Gerard.
Oh my goodness gracious! What on
Do you want to get Tomo in? Do you want to get Tomo in? Invite me in. Do you want to invite him into the party?
I'll invite him when it's all calmed down.
I'll invite him.
Not what you want to see.
But here comes the Force India passing Schumacher now. Actually, he's through into the 11th.
I don't know whether that looked very suspicious, as if Schumacher was trying to take out the Toro Rosso, and he took out the wrong one. I'm trying not to laugh. I'm trying not to laugh because...
I am. Because it really did look like he went for the wrong Toro Rosso.
Home run Schumacher as Ricardo has lost connection. Once again, the connection's not doing good for Ricardo. Flash Student, I just realised Flash Student is on prime side, and he's got one of the Mercedes. I think it's Mucker. On the inside, another side. Oh no, not another side pod glitch. Oh, and then flash it off by Oh, this is not good racing, guys. Not good racing.
I missed that because I invited in Tomo, and I'm at the back with Schumacher just past one of the Toros. Hello, Tomo. You're missing hell.
you leave for one race and all.
They might calm down that you're here, but there's more contact just happened there between the Mercedes and the Toro Rosso. As Button just passes the Toro Rosso for 7th.
Oh my God,
Absolutely
like
madness.
coming out the final corner.
Oh my, it's about to turn crazy. It's about to turn into about 3 wide. You got the Toro Rosso of Moontrix, then Schumacher IMA, and then Button in the Force India, and I'm not sure which Merc that is.
The Mercedes is a big double overtake, free overtake almost, going into turn 1.
Oh, oh, there goes the Mercedes, and
oh goodness.
Don't know what that one. I didn't know what that one was. That wasn't a side pod. That was just. Don't know.
That was just pure people not giving each other space there in the turn 1. The city going into 3 wide there, and very quickly this has come out to almost an all-out brawl of who's going to be fast. But anyways, hope this calms down a little bit. Schumacher Jaime goes way back up into 7th place. He's now all over the back of a Force India. I don't know who the Force India is. I think it's Button.
It's Button because Ricardo's out.
Yeah, because Ricardo's legged out. So Button's found his way up into 6th out of all this chaos that's just happened over the last few laps. And Superbras leading by, what, 5-6 seconds. He's put out a second a lap over the guy in 2nd. As Button goes way too deep into the chicane, Schumacher tries to get on the inside. We've got so much traction. He's going to have DRS coming down this front straight. He's going to have this done. Does he have the straight line speed? He dies up on the inside. Surely he's going to get it done. He's going to get late brake on the inside, but Button tries to stick around the outside, but couldn't held it. The Schumacher's up into 6th place.
Hello, Tomo.
Hi guys.
You've missed mayhem.
You probably caught the end of it there.
I haven't seen it even yet, so...
Well, we will, well, let's just say we've had Toro Rosso take out a Red Bull, and then a Red Bull take out the other Toro Rosso runningly, by the looks of it. And we've had a Mercedes side pod, we've had a Ferrari side pod.
Oh, is that Patronus got side pod, is it?
Yeah, it must have been.
I think it might have been, yeah.
Oh boy.
We'll have four or five different incidences in the space of 4 laps, which I'm going to have to write down.
That's not good. Well, I mean tonight, I had to do a delivery installation, but these boys know better than that.
Yeah.
They do know better. That is very. It's not right.
That was crazy.
Right to see. It's not right of them. As now Schumacher Jaime is trying to recover after his battle-scarred few laps, and he's now up behind.
He was in 3rd.
He was in 3rd, challenging the leaders, battling with Moontrix, and of course him and Moontrix had to come in together, and it's all escalated from there.
Yeah, I've had a lot of things said about Moontrix, and it's not been very good. I have to say so.
It wasn't good just then. To be fair to him, he did way up for Schumacher.
And I think to be fair to him as well, it might have been just such a late brakes.
He missed his braking by far, yeah, he really did. And we've held up the Patronus that is retired. Wow.
I bet he's fuming. And it's
Bet, yeah.
Anyway. Who caused the sidebars?
I'm gonna have to look back because there's so much happening on. We just forgot who it was.
He probably knows, but God, too much happened in the space of like 4 laps. Know which one it was.
Right, Wes, when we're done with this race, we put up the stream as soon as possible because I have to write the steward's report as I watch the replay of it because there's too much. I can't even remember. Right, so meantime,
it goes Schumacher
trying on the outside of the final corner.
Nice
yeah.
Schumacher.
Yeah.
Nice move there, Schumacher. Well, Chisholm made a bit of a mistake there. he came into that corner and he spun out and he tried to hold traction, but he gave Schumacher plenty of room. So good work from both of them. That's how you're supposed to do it.
He just kept it in the white line. Schumacher did.
He did indeed.
So,
it was a very safe and brave overtake, but good work from both drivers and gave each other room.
I suppose one thing we can say to all the other drivers that have stayed in, all of them are going to score points if they stay in the race. Obviously not really what we want to see from Petronas retiring, but he probably does have his reasons. We'll get him in later on during the race when this is all calmed down a bit.
Well, I'll tell you what, let's get back into Button with, looks like Daz
The two are also.
Moon Tricks.
It's Moon Tricks, then it's Daz LFC, Gerard.
Now, I'm going to keep an eye on Moon Tricks, as I said, because Moon Tricks has been causing a lot of issues, and, well, all that's a massive contract there. I don't know why, that's two.
And there.
It's literally two right there.
So, Super Briar's leading, and Mr. Dees has just pitted from second place.
That's a little bit early, that one, that pitting. Quite 3 laps, I would say.
Early. He's going on to
Button pits.
Primes.
Button pits. Button has pitted.
Button pits as well, so it's a bit early.
Where's
Mr. Deeds going to come out? Yeah, no, he's not. He's got the both Toro Rossos coming down straight.
Also,
He's going to be in the middle.
Flash student, my teammate, goes up to 9th.
Oh. Off goes Gerald there. Turn 2, too much curb. Flash had a good start, didn't he? I think he had got side body as well, didn't he, Michaels?
Yeah, he got side potted by Schumacher.
Oh dear. I think it's time for the king kicks to my ass now. I've had enough of this.
You went from one race.
We still got a race on our hands.
I've got half a time.
Right, so Super Briar on the options says yet to pit. You've got Hamilton now, over to second. He's got Mercedes of, I believe that was Maka, going wide just before the chicane. Here's Maka because he's the only Mercedes remaining in the race. Both of them stay out another lap, so it definitely was early for Mr. D's to go on to pit as Schumacher's climbed his way back up into 4th. He's definitely lost a lot of time, especially to his teammate. His teammate must be about, 15 seconds ahead up the road? Chisholm is in 5th, he's on prime tyres, so maybe he will get somewhere up in the
Here goes Mr. Deeds.
Moon Tricks and Mr. Deeds.
Easy pass, I'd say, from Mr. Deeds if he can get the braking right, if he brakes to the right point, and if... Yep, it's all good, all clean.
Okay, they're done, and Moon Tricks is struggling on those tyres, obviously.
Yeah, Moon Tricks seems to have made a bit of a mistake, staying up a little too longer.
I think his tyres are a bit ruined from like all the collisions, quite a few people.
He's going into too hell and heavy, and he's late braking, he's locking up the brakes as well.
And then he's sliding through the corners as well.
Oh, goodness gracious me. Well, you know all those incidents that we've had, well, at least some of them have been picked up. Mucker has a 10-second penalty, I think I know.
Moontrix has 30.
Yeah, Moontrix has 30. So,
oh my goodness gracious.
30 seconds worth of penalties, and...
Wow.
30 seconds already, and we're only on
lap 9.
Lap 9.
Pure Hampton pits. Mucker follows him in. Mucker.
That's probably another one right there. That's a massive corner cut. That's like four corner cuts I've seen in the last 2 laps there, lads.
A lot of people pitting now. Prime, who else is pitting in?
That's free. That is free there. So I'm not.
Cronus.
So.
Patronus, do you want to start from Patronus? Do you want to start from the leader, work your way down, do the corner cutting checks for us?
That's you, Tomo, not Patronus. You said Patronus, Michael. I'm guessing you mean Tomo.
Tomo, I mean.
Yeah, I would do. No problem.
I was just like, wait, what?
Brilliant, mate. And
so Super Bra hasn't pitted. Super Bar's going to pit this lap. I think he's done the right strategy because that's what I did. I said to do lap 10, so I think he's doing the right one. He's in the lead.
He's got a very, very
person, sorry.
3 laps each person.
But there's no way I can do 3 laps with 3 persons at 50%, so I'll do 2 laps first person.
Go 2 laps. Just go 2 laps then. Whoa, Super Brad. He's definitely struggling on his tyres. He's pitting now. He's got a I can understand why he's doing this, because he's got a very comfortable lead over his nearest rival for this race, arguably, which is Mr. D's. Or Pure Hamilton, in fact, actually. As he pits now. Oh, he pits for options.
I did not do that.
Well, at the same time, you can see the, once again, my weather analysis is getting into play. The skies have got very, very cloudy. We do know there's a chance of rain in the race, and maybe that's what he's thinking. Just go option.
Yeah, it's going to rain.
Maybe
that could work.
Could work for
Depends how much when the rain comes, isn't it?
Yeah, because if it rains, actually, right? No. Jism up into second on prime tyres is yet to pit. Mr. D's is on fresh prime, so he's in the next second. Then you've got Pure Hamilton XD in 4th. Mucker's moved his way up into 5th, going wide at turn 3, because he doesn't like those prime tyres. It's going to be very cold as well, so it's going to be difficult to get these tyres up to temperature. Bastion's going to be very, very shortly under pressure by Schumacher IMA. He's come out on fresh tyres now.
I would say that's not going to help Jism if it's getting cold, because he's going to be spinning up his tyres more to try and get more heat, which is going to get rid of more grip.
Well, Flash Student hasn't pitted, and he's the person in front of Schumacher IMA who's desperately trying to recover after his first lap wars, which, you know, again, I'm not jumping to conclusions, but I need to see this afterwards, but he might have done some retaliating himself, as he's now looking at the back of this Ferrari. This is the thing with Schumacher, he's had a race of 2 halves, possibly involved in an incident, but done a great overtake on the Williams on the final corner, so still yet to figure out what his race is going to be like at the end, and he's struggling in the dirty air of the Ferrari, but he's going to get DRS. Frastion too much traction coming out the final corner. Obviously those tyres are starting to wear down, and Schumacher, does he have the front line speed better than the Ferrari? Looks to the outside, makes it the inside. Can he get it stopped in time? Indeed he does, so he's back up into 6th place.
Nearly finished with my dinner.
Fastest lap, unsurprisingly, is a 24.1 by Superbrat. Little stat, I want to give you that. He's got a he's pulling away from Jism, is in second at the moment, but obviously that's the way he's doing it. That's his strategy. The option. He wants to get the gap. Right, so Jism is now going to be under pressure from Mr. Dees. Mr. Dees wants to pass this Williams as quickly as possible. Doesn't want to get Superbra to be running away with this at the end. Oh, and Jism slid his way through the chicane, goes wide on the exit, so Mr. Dees is going to be in prime position to take surely the 2nd place. Not the DRS now, but does he have the straight line speed? It's just about. That Williams engine is very, very good. And into turn 1, gets it stopped just in time. Good move, but he slipped wide on the exit. Jism's looking on the outside into turn 3. Locking tyres just a little bit, and he just gets in front. That's better tyre weather on that there. Jism tried to hold on, but had to give it up in the end.
Bit weird, the stream just went a bit there, sorry. Someone downstairs decided to turn something on, probably. Not about that. It went for like 2 seconds a little bit, but good thing we did see that battle. We should have seen that, but I think it was fine before that. It's all fine now, but yeah, finished my dinner finally. Great time to be handed dinner right at the beginning of the race.
Interesting how these two are the closest on the track at the moment. Two spread out. Yes. There's a three-way battle. What looks like to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 down to 8. Oh, Jism is definitely.
Oh, he's in the gravel.
Yeah, it's in the graph on board with him as well. Super Bra 23.7, fastest lap of the race by about 4
Cheers in
tenths.
pits.
Super Bra is just, this must feel absolutely brilliant at the moment because he's comfortable, he's got the gap, and yet Patronus is raging. Just got a message from him. I cannot say most of the words on there, but
Can you outline?
worst race ever, but other people got hit 5 times in 4 laps. Yes, Patronus, we did see that. So we can see and we can feel your anger at the moment. But the 3 other words I cannot say on stream. So
We're luckily for this, the stream was fine for the first. Well, it's been fine. It's just been off and on, but it didn't go off at all during the first couple of laps. So we're all fine. So I think you will be able to see. Plus, I record it anyway, so I can look that straight away after the race anyway.
Alright, Patronus, I'll be looking at it as well. We'll try and make it 100%.
So you missed one race, mate, and it's gone mental. Did this happen before? I think when you missed a race. I think it did.
23.6 from Super Bra, new fastest lap. He's now got the whole straight as his lead. So
He stayed out of any trouble, didn't he?
Boring.
Yeah. Stayed out of the wars.
Well, this is the thing. There's nobody within miles of that fastest lap. Nobody within miles. Although to be honest, he's the only one that's got option. Everybody else is on the primes.
Oh, Flash June is now on the Flash June's an option. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, they're at the back. I'm saying out of the leaders, potential leaders.
Yeah, leaders. Yeah.
It's like none of the top 5, apart from Super Bra, on options. Everybody else is on primes, and Schumacher is frustratingly trying to catch up to Mucker. Now, if these two have a little battle, that's going to be interesting. Both very robust defenders.
Schumacher and Mucker are quite evenly matched, but at the same time, it'll be very interesting to see what those two guys do. So, saying I'm disappointed is an understatement, unfortunately, gentlemen. I am very disappointed because I take this league like my baby. So these boys have let me down tonight, so I'm not very happy.
Yeah,
but we always seem to get that one race though. There always seems to be that one race during the season. Last season it was Korea.
Yeah.
If my memory serves
yeah,
correct.
something like that, wasn't it?
Have a check with Patronus. I will be back in a bit.
Okay.
Spain was pretty good last season, if you remember.
Yeah, there was no trouble. Korea did seem to be the only problem, surprising, because we went past Monaco without too many problems.
Yeah, Monaco was alright.
This is my worry.
XRL button pits.
XRL button pits. Well, it was an option tyres, so obviously
it was.
He's going to
Jizz into
fall
6th.
to the back of the field, most likely. So Moontrix goes ahead of him, as does
goes into options. It's not what you would expect from a Tier 6 race. I did not expect that the first couple of laps at all.
I think it just in some ways it shows how competitive these guys are.
You never used to be, did it?
Never used to be.
No.
Never used to be. This is
near the end of last season it did. Though
yeah.
It started
because,
when the championship got into it.
You would expect that because, as you say, the championship, there was a lot of positions to be won, a lot of positions to be lost. Everything was, riding on it. It does seem a little weird because there's no relegation, as I've said in this, but people want to be in the playoffs. They want to get promoted, as well as obviously the publicity that you get on YouTube. The fact that these go on YouTube. I mean, this race, if I had anything to do with it, I wouldn't want to put this race on because those first 5-6 laps are terrible in terms of racing and what we're all about. But we have to, obviously.
For the entertainment purposes, it was For the unknown purposes, it was very, very interesting to watch.
It's exciting
No,
from a commentator's
yeah.
point of view, but you know, if it was
From other
we were-
races' point of view, probably not. No, like
if we were part of a TV crew doing it, then it would be fine because
It'll
the
be
TV crew
really
don't
cool.
mind what happens to F1 as long as they've got a job.
yeah.
But with this,
More-
it's very sorry to see. What a battle
Tier
going
6.
on! I want a good
Shocking.
battle. I want a good clean battle at the moment. Not getting that at the moment because there's not really that many close battles. Although to be honest, I've been on full with Flash Student and he's catching up to Daz LSC Gerard for 8th place. So that seems to be the closest battle. Nobody's touching Super Bra. Mr. Deeds and I believe that is Mucker are getting quite. No, Mr. Deeds and
That's pure
Hamilton are getting
Hamilton.
quite close. But not really that close. Schumacher's closing in on Mucker. I'm keeping an eye on that. But it's definitely Flash Students looking at the back of Nazareth Gerard and Flash Student. He had a very, very disappointing start to the race. And now, well, it looks that's Gerard
They're
on
going
the opposite
Flash.
as well. And it's good to have on the inside. Ooh, a little bit of contact. Is he going to let him through?
A little bit more. Oh, now a bit.
Is he trying to? He's trying to. I think
There
he's
you go.
saying...
He's letting through.
Now that's what he wanted to see when he
Oh.
pits anyway. He does right
Wow,
across the
wow.
grass. Interesting.
Didn't
Now he's
expect
done
him to
that
pit there. Yeah. Well, that held up Flash Student for a little bit, didn't it?
Yeah, so now he's going to be under pressure from
That's
XRL
not bad.
Button.
It's very spread out. I remember last season when Bro Rufus took his first ever win in XRL around here. He did a very interesting race. It was the first person in Tier 6 to actually manage to beat Asian Porn Plastic on track, because I was the best at the win in Malaysia after the short report, but Brutal Reaper was the first one to beat Porn Plastic on track, but there was a few incidents involved, but
There's a few, it's just not as...
yeah, they got
Well,
a very
actually-
overshadowed.
Actually, I would say that the incidents that we had last season were worse because it was throughout the race. We've only had ours in the first 5 laps, and so we don't get any more. But yeah, we had less than last season, but still, we don't like seeing it. XRL Button is now putting Flash Student under pressure. This is for 8th place, catching up to Moontrix, who is trundling along in 7th. Way behind the freeway battle going on for 4th, 5th and 6th still. There's not really a battle, but it's closer than what these guys are. XRL Button does a personal best of 124.7, which I believe was exactly the same as Flash Student. Yeah, 24.7, so these two are quite close in terms of race pace. Well, actually no, in terms of fastest lap pace, but that's just one lap, but they're definitely closing on Moontrix, so this could become an interesting three-way battle between these cars. 3 different constructors. All 3, of course, have had contrasting races. Moontrix, as we've seen, has been in all sorts first few laps. Flash Student got side-podded, I believe, by Toro Rosso in the midfield, and XRL Button, well, he's been out of the trouble as I think the leader's pitted. I think so anyway. No, Superbride's still out there, so who's pitted? Who might be
Got a
Mr.
massive
Deeds.
lead. It must have been Mr. Deeds. It is Mr. Deeds. Pure Hamilton is
Yeah,
up to
Mr. Deeds
second.
going on to fresh option tyres. Now those aren't going to last to the end, so they must have got a call for the pit. And now Moontrix is definitely struggling on those prime tyres, and Flash Student and XRL Button are homing in onto Moontrix. I think Flash Student, Flash Student had the DRS on the Toro Rosso, so he's looking at the back.
Why is that keep doing it today? For some weird reason the stream keeps jittering on and off, so someone's doing something downstairs. But it doesn't, sorry, the stream doesn't go off and on, sorry. it just goes from fine to next minute, boom, everything goes down
Just
and back up.
very jumpy.
It goes from it goes from fine like it is now to. But I wouldn't even say it was jumpy. It probably just the screen would probably just freeze for a couple seconds. Because I don't know.
I think Flash Student is very aware that Moontrix has been over-aggressive. Well, has been involved in incidents because he's not.
Yeah, because they all talk. I'm not sure. Do they all talk in game chat in this one? Because
they do.
We're doing.
They do.
Oh. What is it? Well, we've got Button now on the back of these two. I think they both just messed up with the left-hander, which caused Button to join in. So,
I didn't even realise that Button was still behind. I think it's completely
yeah, Button's still behind. This is for 7th, so only 6 points.
6 points.
Lap 20 out of 33.
Now for this, and Flash Student's going to get DRS on Moontrix. Moontrix are weaving about a bit.
Well, here comes Button though as well. Button's got to have it.
To the inside.
What's Button going to do?
He can't move back across. Flash Student's
Where's
got
Button?
him.
Button's following.
Button is going
Here goes
as well.
Button.
Oh, he backs out of it. Moontrix
has gone wide.
Back. He's going to go wide, and he's going to go over the curves as well. Button, can he get him? Oh, I was tensing up there. I thought it was going to be another sideball, but they're still side by side going for turn 3. No, Moontrix gets on the curb. So Flash Student up into 7th, Button up into 8th, Moontrix down to 9th.
It's very, very cloudy.
Very cloudy. Very cloudy. They must have got a call for rain soon.
Someone's in the pits, and that's got to be the
leader.
race leader.
Goes for primes. Not for prime tyres.
It's a bit early. No, sorry, no, it's not. It's fine. He's going to the end of the race, so maybe they haven't got a call for rain.
Pure Hamilton, actually. Meantime, we said that Superbra had a massive lead.
He's still gonna have the
Hamilton
lead though. Yeah, because he's got a pit again though, Hamilton.
Oh no. I thought Hamilton had already pitted.
No, he's got to pit one more time. The closest one that's already pitted now twice is Mr. D's, and he's way back in 5th. Oh, well, very close 5th. Ahead of... There's rain, by the way. Ahead of Jism. There's rain in Sector 1. Here we go, just like China. I always see it first.
Right,
I've seen 3 drops.
So I don't know why Superbra has gone on to primes if that's the case, because he must have had the call. That rain was going to be coming down in the next 5 minutes or so, but then, whoa, God, Mr. D,
No, it's
that left
not
that
really
break
heavy.
so late, going into the hairpin. He's really pushing. Because he can't let Superbra go away. Schumacher's struggling on those primes. He's trying to get them to the rain. Oh, he goes back across into the racing line, which
he
goes way too wide. Oh, God, dips the wheel on the gravel, goes back on the inside of the fend. Oh, he's weaving too much. Mr. D. Nearly away
running outside, no.
Oh, not enough room being given. Mr.
D's definitely quicker at the moment.
He's got this fresh rubber, he's got to get by.
It's not fresh too much anymore, is it now?
He's
still
waiting,
fresher.
he's wise about it. He's got to wait, and Schumacher, he had to do that, he was losing way too much time.
The rain isn't. There's a little bit of rain, but it's nowhere near like where they're going to start shouting and screaming about it.
It's a little bit of rain, but it's not a lot. As we've got
10
two
to
people
go.
fighting between each other in the final chicane. I don't know who it is. It is. Oh, it's Flash Student and Button.
I got Moontrix versus his teammate there for 9th. I think Moontrix may have just passed Daz. I'm not too sure. But they're quite close on the track.
Is already ahead of Daz. He's just holding on.
Very close.
Holding on really. 9th and 10th of the Toro Rossos. Just thought I'd say that at the end of the race. So Schumacher IMA is now back down into 8th place. Of course, the rain's coming down, but it's not coming down that hard. So the rain doesn't really affect anything. If the track stays dry enough for the options to go round, or the sticks to go round, then those that have already pitted on 2 tyres, they're in the box and they're in the driving seat. Of course, if it does rain and it affects, and they have to go on intermediate tyres, then the ones that are on options, if they make this fresh rubber work, as Pure Hamilton does hit from second.
There's Mucker pits as well.
Right, so Marco's going to come out quite close to Schumacher, I reckon, although actually he's going to come out in this battle here for 8th, 7th, 6th.
Pure Hamilton onto options. Marker onto options.
Quite a few people pitted. In fact, Flash Student and Button pit as well. So Schumacher's going to have a free track. But where is he going to come out? He's got DRS. Opens it very late. And is that Marker ahead? I think that is.
That's Marker.
He's closer to Marker, but he's not close enough yet. He's got those tyres up to temperature. He's got to hit every apex of this lap, get the personal best. He had to ease off there, going around turn 3. It's not going to help him. Supercar just has a massive lead, and whoa, oh my goodness. There's a load of cars coming out into turn 1. I'm just going to catch the end of it.
He let, I think he just let Moontrix go ahead.
That's wise of him, because I
think it was,
almost expected a coming together going into turn 1. They were that close. So that's 24 this Grand Prix. Still 9 laps to go. The rain? No, I don't really see the rain, to be honest.
No, I don't.
Maybe it's just a few spits here and there.
It's a few, but just nothing.
Enough.
It's like, it's not even... I don't think it's... Sometimes you don't even get calls for the rain. Because I know the other day, it was raining for about 4 laps. And they didn't say it's raining until it was time to pit for inters. So... when Superbra pit, he probably didn't even, probably hasn't even said, you know, it's raining, or there's rain. Oh, Moontrix in the gravel! Off the road he goes, Flash Student through. Mistake by Moontrix. Got gravel over his tyres, grass as well. And he lost the place.
Of course, I think he's just hoping for rain at the moment.
He wasn't even under pressure, that's the thing, so...
Well, Marco is becoming increasingly under pressure from Schumacher.
Here comes XRL Button, here comes XRL Button. Ooh, not going to get it done around the outside of turn 1.
Oh, Marco is going wide. He went wide of the very fast chicane. Schumacher is now on him. Battle for 4th place is in DRS. With the DRS open, Marco doesn't even defend. I suppose he doesn't even need to defend. That DRS doesn't really aid as an overtake. Actually, Schumacher's very, very comfortable on these tyres. Marco's struggling. Of course, we know in terms of qualifying, actual general pace around the track, Schumacher is the better. Marco made a meal of that last chicane. He's going to be... Well, here we go. We said this is going to be tense between the two of them. Schumacher dipped a tyre on the inside. He's going to lose a lot of speed. And he hasn't got the straight line speed. This is going to be a very brave move. Up on the inside into turn 1. See which other speed. Oh! Whoa!
They have. It's all fine. Schumacher takes the lead. Takes like 4th, 3rd even. Takes 4th place. Schumacher through. Marco's gone wide due to understeer. Yeah.
Marco drifted the car into turn 1. That was a bit scary. So Schumacher takes 4th. For now,
oh, Moontrix versus Button.
Going to be over.
Button up the inside of Moontrix, turn 1. Side by side, very, very close. A little bit tappy as well. Moontrix keeps the place.
Exactly as we were saying before, these guys will fight for any point possible. This is for 4 points. The Superbra got this more or less comfortable unless the rain comes down.
Oh, there goes Button through past Moontrix. Well, Moontrix goes for the cutback, but not going to get it. That was just a good move by Button there. Just don't even know if Moontrix braked too much or what.
Hasn't shaken off Marco. Marco's right behind it, nearly hits the back of him, so we're back in the same situation, but Schumacher's got much better traction coming out of the final 2 corners. Marco's going to get DRS, but surely he's going to be too far back. That Mercedes engine is good, but it's not good enough. Look at the overspeed though.
Moontrix repassed Button. And we repassed him after the first DRS bit of the lap, so. Boom button had a
Six
message live.
laps to go, and for some reason I don't think this rain is going. Well, I don't even see it now.
We had about
Chance of
4
rain
laps to
is
go before, didn't we?
diminishing. Chance of rain is diminishing, so this is the closest battle on, well, apart from that Moon Trips and Button, for 4th place. The front 3 are just spread out, and Schumacher got that chicane a little bit better. Marcus still within DRS, but now this was the problem last time. It was right behind me. Looking for a late dive there.
Just need to drive it normally and then just get the DRS down the main straight and pass them down the main straight. Don't try any funny business there.
Don't want to push too hard.
Even if you do get him, you're going to probably lose it down the main straight again.
Oh, I can see he's trying. He's sliding the car through the corners. Got a much better exit that chicane. Much better final corner. Schumacher sensed that he's coming, so darted to the inside as soon as he possibly could. Because look at the overspeed of this Mercedes. Look at that go. He's not quite near. He's going to go on the outside.
Misses brakes. No. Misses brakes. No way he was making the call.
Oh, that was. Well, I'm going to be brave, to say the least. We just need to regroup now. They're at no pressure on the car behind, which happens to be Gism, I'm guessing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. He always seems to pop up. Anyway, is that a leader pitting?
That's
Super Bra pitting. I think it is.
No, it's Daz.
Oh, what's the leader? Oh, it's Mucker goes wide of the gravel at the end of the cancer corner, and that's in dumb. Yeah, wasn't Super Bra. So Daz has actually fallen a lap down from Super Bra. Is now 4 laps away from potentially getting his 2nd win of the season, definitely cementing his place at the top of the table, with his closest rival, Petronas, who was a point behind him, going to be 26 points behind him. I don't even think Petronas is going to hold on to 2nd in the championship. I think, looking at it, I think Schumacher actually might get past Petronas.
The rain is coming down a little bit more.
Oh, rain is coming down.
Yeah, I'm watching Sector 1, I'm watching the cars come through the first couple of corners, there is rain coming more. But I'm not sure if it's nice, you can just see it a bit more.
Maybe this race isn't over yet.
It's there, but I'm not sure if it's going to kick in time.
Might be a problem on the final lap.
It's just there will be no heat in these tyres. That's one thing for sure. There's absolutely no heat in the tyres. You can just tell by how everyone's driving. Not only are they low on tyre wear, but there's no heat in them as well, which is not going to help.
On the track, really, is there?
No, there's none. The only way to get heat is probably just wiggle around the straight.
Be careful when you do that. Make sure nobody's around you. Mucker still hasn't given up on this 4th place. Of course, he's got to be careful because Gism is behind. We know what Gism is like. Come up in the race as Muck. Well, keep it in the track limits, my friend. Otherwise, you will get the penalty. It's definitely his option tyres. Mucker's option tyres are definitely coming to the end of their wears as Bernie joins. I think I know why that is, but okay, right, that'll be interesting. There's 3 laps to go this Grand Prix now. There've been some good bits.
Yeah.
We're trying not to make the incidents in the first 5 laps that overshadow it, but unfortunately we have to see those and see what happens. If Flash Student made a very big mistake running in 7th, he's got to be careful that Moontrix doesn't nab him back to 7th place.
At the end of the day, these things happen. This rain is there, it's just looming, it's just very looming.
Looming?
Yeah,
2 laps to go. I don't think it's going to come down enough. It's not. It's made the. It's going to make the track
Mr. Deeds
down.
pits.
They won't need to pit, but it's still going to be trouble.
Well, Mr. Deeds pits, so let's see what he does.
You can't go for intermediate.
No,
Don't do
can't
my
go
mistake.
into. No, can't do ended. No, but let's see.
Don't do my mistake, Mr. Deeds.
He did your
has.
mistake.
He has as well. Oh god, right. I made the mistake in the final 2 laps trying to get more than what I want. More than
I think he just had a lag spike in the pit lane as well, so that's brilliant.
this.
Let's see what happens here. He's having a lag spike, I think.
No, it can't be. It can't
Oh no,
be.
Mercedes of Mucker had a lag spike, but
No,
here we go.
definitely not. Definitely not. It's gone wide. And
What?
that is the second place just thrown completely out of the window. And look at Mucker. What Mucker? God, why are you trying to find the space?
Just go around
But
the
there
outside.
wasn't
Probably
one.
would have been easy. It's probably just easier to go around the outside. Here comes
I just realised. Look at Jism. Look at Jism. He's
yeah,
catching up to
Mucker. Yeah, Mucker had a lag spike down the main straight. That's what
Right.
happened.
So Jism has gone up into 5th place, and with the demise of Mr. D, Jism is looking at a 4th place here. I mean, Brilliant has always got way too far into the chicane. Right, so that has moved Hamilton into 2nd, and Schumacher, after everything, into 3rd. Oh dear, oh dear. Oh, it's definitely a rookie error on Mr. D. He'll be kicking himself for making that mistake. This battle
Kind of
ain't
shocking,
over
really, isn't
for
it?
4th place. Jism is very catching. Mucker is struggling.
The rain's
Oh,
getting
well.
heavier, but look at it. It's coming down a
Definitely
lot
not
faster than it
enough.
was.
No, you can't go on intermediates. It's too much. As you can see, it's the one decision. Mr. D's will be lucky to score. Well, he will score a point, but he'll be lucky to get more than a point. So 2 more laps to go for Jism. Can he
He
make
didn't
the move?
pit. He didn't
didn't?
pit for.
Oh god.
He's sticking with it.
He's good on him for sticking with it, because I'm looking at these two, Jism and Mucker. They're struggling, but it was definitely a 2nd place chucked away. And that
And
is,
here
well,
comes Button
silly.
to pass Moontrix. The last corner. Button up to 8th now. It's rain though. It's probably teasing with their heads, thinking what to do. Oh, Moontrix really under best time of it.
I'm still looking at the back with Jism and Mucker. Jism, he's got to nail this final sector. He's going to have probably one good chance.
Well, we're already on the final lap of the race. Supervisor.
Yeah, oh god! God, Jism went so far into the hairpin. Right, so Super Bra potentially going to go for his 2nd race win of the season. Kill Hamilton XC. Well, if this track is his track, he's definitely done his best result of the season so far by a long way, finishing in 2nd. Be the first time I can interview him. If he gets 2nd, we have no anything can happen in Formula 1, of course. Now in the final lap for Jism and Mucker. Still on this battle, because this is the battle and Mr. D is just dropping back. It'd be too late now just to go back onto dry, so he's in it. He's in at the deep end.
Button's
I
going to
think
pass
so.
him here then. Button goes
Yeah,
to
he's
the
already been passed by
outside.
fast
Alright.
students, so Mr. D's, it just gets worse and worse.
Where's the race leader? Because there he is. Somewhere I can't go on to him, I don't think, which is going to bug me. No, I can't.
Yeah,
Super Ra's gonna
there
win.
He goes across the line and takes his 2nd race win of the season.
Greatly done by Pure Hamilton to get 2nd here.
Greatly done. Definitely his best race of the season so far by a long way. So maybe is this going to be a turn of form for the Williams driver? He comes across the line, weaves in celebration. 2nd place for him. Goes even on the grass as well just to do that. And Schumacher, how on earth he's got 3rd place after everything he's been through? Of course, I'm sure whether he's going to keep that 3rd, but that is for us stewards and the organiser to have a look. Mucker is going to hang on to 4th. Somehow his tyres must be absolutely shredded, and I think Jism's is in the same process. Mucker gets 4th, and that is a great result for him considering everything that he's had over the last few races. So Jason gets 5th, Blastuna gets 6th, that's a good recovery for the Ferrari driver. Button is going to take 7th. And Mr. D's, well, Mr. D's, is he going to
get it though?
8th?
Because look at Moontrix, he just drifts around that whole corner.
Moontrix on the final, this is going to be the final corner. And Mr. D holding onto the inside Moontrix, he can't find the space and he can't overtake there, but is he going to get it?
Oh no!
His tyres are gone and he nearly went into the pits. Oh god. Oh dear. And that just sums up that race right there. And that's out of C. Gerard. Well, it was a point, or was a lap down, finished in 10th place, but at least he got a point. So Super second win of the season, well deserved. 20 seconds was the gap. He just stayed out of trouble, really, and was out of trouble because he got first place straight away. And I think we are definitely seeing